Hey there YouTube. Today I'm going to show you how to replace your lower return hose on your 2006 Toyota Camry. This is the 4-cylinder model. And here's the part number, 44416334140. This was $65 on eBay from a Toyota dealer. And just so you can get a good look at the part, that's up by the radiator. It goes up over the frame, comes down here behind the tire. This is rusted away on mine. And then this is the tube that comes up. So, one day I got in my car and it was just grinding and it was hard to turn the steering wheel. Thankfully this happened after the car had been parked and not on the road. So I went out and I checked the power steering fluid and it was bone dry. And the leak, for your point of reference, here's the front passenger side of the car. The uppermost line right here, it runs down and down the side of the firewall or fender here, and then runs down to here. I wish I had more light. It's right there. So this video is for the repair of this lower line only. It starts here where the rubber meets the metal. It goes from the metal part down under here, and then behind this plastic guard up here behind the motor mount, back here. So yours is probably secured somewhere right here. Mine is totally rusted away. Even the clamp with the screw is gone. And then it goes up. So there's the rusted part. It comes up, turns the rubber, and then right there is where it connects. And that's where the replacement part ends. So I'm really hoping that I don't break that part because I do not have a replacement for it. Alright, so I'm going to remove these two bolts and maybe break them. Let's see what happens. Hey! Alright, and back here, underneath here, there's a little plastic retainer clip. As I'm looking at this, I think it's going to be a lot easier if I just take off this front panel on the front of the car, because that plastic clip is buried behind this panel. It's kind of hard to see, and since I need to nicely disconnect the front part up here without damaging the rubber, I'm going to need some room to work anyway. So let's take this front panel off. It's actually two pieces. It splits in the center, so it's got one plastic clip, one bolt, two bolts, 3 bolts, 4 bolts, 5 bolts. It looks like it had a plastic clip at one time, but that's gone. So yeah, let's take this off. Thankfully everything's a 10mm. Oh, these are screws. It's actually little screws. Wow, that was easy. Yeah, so that half just comes right down the passenger side, and that's gonna give us a better view of the damaged line. As you can see, it just comes down here. It's a little rubber hose with a hose clamp, and then this is the part that's all rotted. It seems like it's so unnecessary that it comes and loops down here just to go back up, but maybe this is for cooling or something. I don't know. Anyway. Alright, and now that this front panel is off, we can get in here under the fender and access this stupid little plastic fastener. It looks like it's the kind that you press in on the center to release it, so we'll do that. Huh, easy enough. Just press the thing right in on the center right there. I love these ones. Now we take this plastic piece off. And now you can really see how rusted this line was. Alrighty, so now I'm going to take off this bolt here that's holding on the power steering line and hope that it doesn't break. Alright, this bolt does not want to move, and I really don't want to wrench on it. Yeah, that's not moving. So, time to go get some MAP gas. And of course it's stuck on right now. Okay. Alright, got the MAP gas. And of course always have a fire extinguisher. We're gonna hit that bolt. Easier said than done with this maze of cables. No way did that actually work. Now's the point where I usually end up going too fast and dropping the bolt down into the frame of the car through this hole. Let's see if that happens today. Alright, I did not drop it down. Oh, it's hot. I'm not feeling as hopeful on this one since it was super rusted, but we're gonna try. Alright, I'm gonna hit this one with some MAP gas, being careful not to burn the boot there on the steering gear, or steering rack, I guess you would call it. Two for two. I am quite shocked that I got both those bolts out. All right, let's get these hoses off. Maybe one of those will break. All right, so yeah, I just squoze the clamp here with these vice grips, pulling it down the line. Once I get it sufficiently far away, unlock the vice grips. Let's see if this is gonna break loose. Oh, good, it's loose. So maybe I can wiggle it off here. It feels like this pipe goes pretty far into this hose, so I'm definitely gonna need both hands. There we go, I think that's a good angle. This is from under the car. Alrighty, and in the front, gotta remove this line from this part which we're replacing. We're gonna remove the front part. Remember, you have to save this hose. This hose you're not gonna want to cut. All right, and that clamp just disintegrated. That really sucks. I never thought a stupid band would cause me not to finish this project today. So make sure you order some of these clamps when you order that part. All right, so I got the hose clamp off finally. I'm replacing it with some screw clamp type. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just put the hose on here, and then back here, and screw these back down, these brackets back down, and we're done. Got the hose clamps on there. Gonna secure the other bolt here. A lot of threads. Alright, tight. Okie dokie, time to secure this bolt. Alright, tight enough. And this one is back up. So I did reuse this clamp since it was still in okay condition. And I noticed these clamps are kind of broad compared to my T-clamps, which is why I had to use two of them. So make sure you order some of these clamps if you're ordering parts for this project. I'm sure it's a lot easier to get them before you start tearing apart your stuff. Okay, now we put the bottom cover back on after the chicken's done pecking it. Got it all back together, got the tire on, refilled this, again using Dexron ATF. It took about an entire quart of power steering fluid, probably just buy 2 when you're at the store, just in case. So when it was completely empty, I went ahead and filled it all the way up, and I left the cap loose, and then I went and got in the car, started it up, let it run for just a second, and then I turned the wheel all the way to the right and all the way to the left. And as I was rolling back and forth too, to kind of take the pressure off, and that bled the system, and everything's fine. And I technically finished this project before sunset, which is rare. Thanks for watching.